Hello.
Just stare at each
Hello.
other. Hello, I'm Van.
I think he knows you.
Yeah, just introduce yourselves to the podcast, people.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm Bombshell. I am a mixed media artist. I've been working for the past 2 years. One of my most recent and personally most favorite connections that I've had is Martin the Turtle, and today he invited me on his podcast.
Let's go.
So hello.
That guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cooler. Who is your favorite YouTuber? The one that gave you inspiration, perhaps?
Okay. Oh, I don't really like to admit this because he's low-key not a good person. Okay, so and it's back to back too. They're both L's. When I was like 12 and I was like prepubescent caveman, I was obsessed with Roblox drama for some reason. And there's this one guy named Gone_fishing with a Q, and he would do these super overprocessed melding and rotting my baby mind. But yeah, it is low-key where I picked up a bunch of the aesthetic. That and just fan edits for the Yeezus album. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. And now I have what I have. And people pay me money for it. Speaking of which, listener, you should totally hire me after this. Mwah.
Me and Martin kind of made those like brain rot, Brookhaven Roblox videos.
Oh, no, don't mention that.
Yeah, Martin doesn't want to bring up his past.
I watched some of those the other day, and so cringe.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I feel like everyone be talking to me about like having a cringy childhood. I was baller, bro. Until fourth grade, I was the fastest kid in my grade.
What happened in fourth grade?
Asthma, and I almost died.
Oh.
But after that, though, we were balling. I had Sketcher light ups. Those were hard. Okay, I would try to dunk on my coach, even though he was like 6'4", and he would just push me to the side because I was like a little Keebler elf. But when I was trying to dunk on him, I had Sketcher light ups that were lighting up as I jumped. So it was like
so tough.
I was so tough.
We did
anyone else's like PE teacher just start playing like Believer by Imagine Dragons every 0.5 seconds?
Mine would do elevator music.
Elevator music?
He's also from Canada. So I feel like that it could explain some things.
I see you're working on a beat here. I am. Do you have anything you can play for us? Like your best work?
Some of my beats for you guys. Considering the fact that I'm about to drop an album, no. But if you check out the description, you should see my socials. I'll eventually add a Spotify, and it'll be there.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Speaking of Spotify, you should follow us and hit the bell to get notified when a new episode comes out.
Smash that like
Rate
button.
them 1 star. Rate them 1 star.
No.
Guys, this is me, the real Bømbshel Entertainment. I'm telling you to rate them 1 star. We're all tanking the reviews. Epic prank. Just kidding. You should rate 5 stars because I'm on it.
Just because he's on.
So, do you have a favorite director?
Yes. I am a D1D choker of Christopher Nolan.
I knew you
since I believe when I was at the wee little laddie age of 12, and I watched Memento for the first time, and I lost my marbles.
I saw part of Inception. I didn't really like it.
I watched the Dark Knight trilogy and Interstellar.
Hold on. I'm closing the beat for that. Martin, can we run that back?
Run that back, Turbo?
Run that back, Turbo. No, but seriously, what did you say?
Nothing.
What are we running back?
I'm confused. Oh my God. Are we gonna talk about that voice crack, or are we gonna skim past that?
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Ooh. I do have a question for the both of you, if I may please.
Yeah.
So, considering that this is your first episode of your presumably to be continued podcast, yes.
No, this is the only episode.
Oh,
You're the
we
only
done?
guest.
We done? I was that bad.
Yeah, we're quitting because of you.
Damn. Okay. But because of that, considering that, what would you say is like the trajectory of who you're going to interview in the future? Because like maybe such a person is in your audience listening to this right now, and they would know to contact you to reach out for an interview.
I feel like we should like have a goal, and then once we reach that goal, we go to a bigger goal.
Yeah.
So what's our first goal?
Isn't it Tyler?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting like
team money.
Pretty close to that. Yeah, after that, I guess Mr. Beast or something. We're definitely gonna make it there.
Yeah, we need Ryan Gosling on.
Please let me back that episode. Please let me back that episode.
He's going to talk about the new Killer Clowns movie that he's producing.
He's producing a Killer Clowns movie?
It's a remake.
Oh my god. I need to see that.
Yeah. It's either going to be peak or...
Yeah. Well, what about Christopher Nolan?
Excuse me.
That'll be fun. I would have to watch more of his movies, though.
Yeah, and actually be a man of culture and enjoy the movie Inception.
But Martin, have you seen Interstellar?
No.
Brother.
Or my dad.
I low-key haven't seen Inception, so I can't really be talking.
What?
Oppenheimer? Have you seen Oppenheimer?
That's like at the very top of my watch list.
Barbie.
Like I need to see that next, but it's a 3-hour movie, so I don't really.
Bro, you are collecting L's.
Bro, the dog.
She got that overbite, bro. That's going crazy. Also, hold on. What is with y'all's cribs, dude? Van, open that door up again.
What?
Open your door again.
Why?
Because I'm talking about both of y'all's room. You're making me feel broke, bro. Oh, okay.
This is an office. This isn't my room.
Yeah, this isn't my room either. It's the office.
Oh, you guys both have office buildings in your house. That's awesome.
This is my dad's office.
You're so silently flexing, bro. The whole room is white. You have a Dyson in the background.
Oh yeah, this
Martin,
is
over here.
My dad's watch. Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Do you see that guitar in the background?
Yes.
You're the size of the hole. Why do you even have that?
He has to like jump up and pull all the strings in order to play it.
I can play one song, the Weezer riff, just because it's the low notes. Or the high notes.
When everyone thought Martin was playing the guitar, he was rock climbing. Okay.
Is there a film that made you want to be an editor like this?
Inception. Specifically the scene where she's being like taught how to be an architect or whatever, and she's like actively changing the world and like gravity, and then there's the whole thing where like the world was like on top of itself and I was like I think I was like 11 when I watched Inception, and it was specifically I think like it was like building up the whole scene, but it was like the second that she actually turned the world over, it like all came to me at once. And I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. And so I think what also started getting me into that stuff was because when I was really little, and I was on my Samsung tablet, I had a stop motion app that let me make stop motion animations with these little things that my mom would buy called stick bots.
Wait, yeah, for all three of us, stick bots were the start.
Oh, that makes sense.
And two.
My YouTube channel used to be Stickbot channel.
Stickbot Studio Pro.
Anyway, I would use stop motion bro pro. I think that's what it was called. And it cost my mom like $4, but I was rocking that for years. Anyway, I think that kind of incited that. But then that moment was like, oh my God. And I tried to make VFX on iMovie and I just looked like those Indian guys. So I kind of gave up for a few years. But then I got Premiere Pro and After Effects. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was using iMovie to edit for way too long.
Ow! Can you guys still hear that?
What was that? What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday? I think my favorite holiday is on my birthday. Because on my birthday, no, not my birthday. My birthday is like top 3, but I think my actual top 1 is Christmas because not only do I get gifts, but I can give gifts to other people. And then every time I try to give gifts to other people on my birthday, they're like, what the are you doing? Anyway, so Christmas, number 2 is Halloween, number 3 is my birthday. That's my top 3. Boom. Honorable mention, Thanksgiving, because I get to be and no one cares. So yeah, I've been editing and visual effecting for about 2 years, but I would actually say that my exposure to film has been since I was like 4, because again, the first thing that I got into was the stick bots and the stop motion animation. After that, it was these apps that were like stick men of the like flash animation style, and you could pose them with keyframes. I would do like fight scenes between like Barack Obama and like some other, because it was just presets. And then after that, I got into Flip a Clip, and I was really bad, but I was, still animating. So I've been doing film in a lot of different ways. And again, kind of like, especially what I do now, I'm just focusing on the digital aspects, but specifically video editing and visual effects and all that kind of stuff. I'd say about like 2 to 2.5 years.
Yeah, for me, it was, I think since I was 8, because that's when I got stick bots. And well, actually, maybe before that, because I think I started by either doing stick bots or iMovie trailers, like the templates.
Yeah, I guess it was like 3 years for me. I watched The Goldbergs, and there was an episode where he was like filming a movie with his like teacher or something.
Adam is literally me.
Yeah, and
every quality about him is
right after seeing that episode. I had a sleepover with my friend, and we filmed an action movie called Fox the Destroyer.
That was your inspiration?
Yeah. Nice. And it wasn't a movie that was my inspiration. It was a TV show episode about making a movie.
Yeah, The Goldbergs was inspiring to me too. Have you seen it, Bømbshel?
I have not seen it.
Watch it after we start recording. It's so peak sitcom.
Would you rather quit your job or fight Mike Tyson?
Quit my job or fight Mike Tyson? Let me tell you, I'm very loyal to my commissioners. My customers are my utmost priority. I would take a hit from the face I would get punched in the face and beat to death by Mike Tyson for my customers. Anyway, no.
I could beat Mike Tyson. You never see under my camera, but I have so much muscle down here.
Okay. Here's a 12 pack.
What is the coolest project you've been able to work on, or coolest customer, coolest video, anything?
Okay, so again, I gotta pay respect to my own agreement that I've written, but I'll say that and obviously I'm biased because I'm, as much as I love my work, I am doing it for money. I've done some really cool motion graphics work for some companies, and I don't know what I'm allowed to disclose exactly because our quote-unquote NDA was kind of vague there.
Just in case. They're companies people use every day, though?
Yes, definitely. Nice. Also, short films, or just, I've never really done, I did one like 30-minute film. I think that was the longest I've ever done. But those are by far my favorites. So if any filmmaker out there, specifically those that are uploading to places online like YouTube or other services, I can edit films any kind, any way that you need. So I do those too. Those are really fun. I usually get to be in touch with like kind of smaller towns, smaller productions, and like get to actually meet the people behind them, and they're really nice, really talented people. And the content that is soon to be uploaded, the long in the waiting, my own content, that's obviously fun. I want to have fun making what I put out there. So yeah, the time that I'm doing this interview is kind of, I feel like I've been purposely out of the public eye intentionally for a while now. So this is kind of, you kind of caught me at a point of transition to going into the public light. But hopefully by the time that this gets released and all that, I've made some more of a public name for myself.
What is the meaning of life?
Big one.
Meaning of life. Okay. I would say the meaning of life is to live it to as full of an extent as you can and helping others achieve the same.
Are you ready to ask the question?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? My favorite movie is the Lego Batman movie. But
Yes,
Nice,
sir.
good pick. Yes, sir. Real one.
That's it for the podcast today. Thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on YouTube and Spotify and hit the bell to get notified when we release a new episode. We will see you in the next one. Bye.